Hi YepCoders! In this video, we're going to see in detail one of the new features of YepCode, the YepCode Forms. If we go to our documentation page, we can see in full detail how our forms work. These forms can trigger the execution of any type of YepCode process, asking the user for input parameters, and can be embedded in an external website. To exemplify this, let's create a new section of our web page, with this built with Webflow, to allow our users to register for a webinar. The first step will be to have our YepCode process, so we take as an example the form shown in the Forms section of our documentation page and create a new process. We'll give it a name. We configure the parameters of this process with the ones we have copied from the documentation, and, as indicated, we must enable these forms. With this, we already have the code that we must embed in our web page. We copy it, go to our Webflow, and add an embedded element to which we put this source code. We save, we make the content of this form centered, and now we can publish this page to see the result of the process. If we go to the page, we'll see that this form, which has been taken from that template, is already rendered. Now we are going to customize this form. We don't like this title, and we are also going to change some attributes. We come to the editor and remove this title. We put your name, email, and here could be the company. And, for example, we'll ask, what time do you prefer? To find out if someone wants to come in the morning or in the afternoon. With this, we can see that this form has already changed, and if we go to our webinar page, we can see that it has already been updated. Now here, if we wanted to give it a title, or whatever, that would also be possible. What happens when someone submits this form? It triggers the execution of this process, can collect the input parameters, and we can even return the message we want to display to the user, for example, this. If we save, refresh this page and submit, we see that the request has been received, and we can go to the executions of the process to see that we have already received the parameters. As in any other implementation of any YepCode process, we can make use of all the integrations here to go to any type of system. For example, if you use Hubspot as a CRM, we can create our credential, and now ask it to create a new user, Hubspot create contact, and we can enter the parameters, name and email. With this, our Hubspot user will be created. We could even send an email, a Slack message, or wherever we consider. Let's now see how this form could be customized. As indicated on the Forms documentation page, the forms allow different types of configurations. There are different ways to embed it. It can be with a function, with a div code, or even using a React component. And then, you can customize its behavior by adding callback functions, what you want to do when you do a submit, or how to handle errors. Here we indicate different types of default behaviors. In our previous example, we have seen how we return a message that will be shown to the user. You could also redirect to a URL. For example, we come here and say, "Hey, redirect me to Google after 2 seconds." Well, if we reload this page and do a submit, it shows us the message, and after a few seconds, the redirection takes place. More customizations? Well, you can also execute a JavaScript callback. There are also default parameters that you may want to set in these forms or even customize the styles. For example, we can take some functions to embed these styles, and then we can go to the parameters and say Embed Form Options Theme Light. Then, if we save this and reload the page, we can see that we already have a light form. Or even if we wanted to have other styles, we could also add a page with some custom styles. For example, here we tell it that we want some colors defined by this URL, that are CSS variables to customize the styles, and with this, we get them to look a different color. And finally, you can also change the user interface to show another text in submit of the form. For example, if we put it like this, we can see that this already says "Click me." As you can see, it is very easy to use these forms that can be embedded in any web page and that can be as complete as you want. Let's see now what a super complete case of a form would look like. If we save this and render the page, we see that it's possible to request attributes, upload files, any type of collection, optionals, etc. In short, this is a great way to embed the YepCode process executions in any web page. Thanks for watching and happy coding!